Well, let's begin our practice now. Just let your eyes close down. We'll begin the practice the way we almost always do, by just becoming present and letting the body and the brain settle a bit. Let your eyes close down as you find whatever comfortable seated position you prefer. And as your eyes close down, just allow your body to begin to breathe. Bring your awareness to the breath, noticing how it's flowing in and flowing out this morning. Let everything start to soften. Begin by relaxing your jaw, noticing whether it was just slightly clenched. And then relax your neck and the back of the shoulders. Relax the back of the shoulders. Relax your hands and your fingers. Relax your eyelids now. Just let the eyelids soften a little bit. Relax your hips. And relax the feet. Now continue following the breath as it flows in and flows out. Just follow the breath in and out, a few more breaths, a few more cycles. Try not to rush the breath. Just let it move at its own pace, as though the breath were a separate entity, independent of you. And you're just watching it do its thing. Now, with the eyes remaining gently closed, bring your awareness to the very tip of your nose. Keep your awareness on the tip of the nose. And now imagine that you can breathe in from the tip of the nose, not the nostrils. Breathe in now through the tip of the nose, and then exhale through the tip of the nose. Do that twice more. Breathe in from the tip of the nose, and then breathe out through the tip of the nose. One more time. Breathing in through the tip of the nose, and breathe out through the tip of the nose. Now bring your awareness to the fingertips on the right hand. And the next time you breathe in, imagine you are breathing in through the fingertips on the right hand, and the breath is rising all the way to the shoulder as you breathe in on the right side. And when you exhale, feel the breath move back down the arm and out the fingertips on the right hand. Do that once more. Breathe in through the fingertips on the right hand, and then breathe out from the shoulder through the fingertips. And now to the left side. Breathe in through the fingertips on the left side. Feel the breath come up the arm to the shoulder. And then as you exhale, feel the breath move down the arm through the fingertips on the left hand. One more time like that. Breathe in through the fingertips on the left hand. Feel the breath coming up the arm. And then exhale from that left shoulder through the fingertips. And bring your awareness to the top of your head. Let your awareness rest at the top of the head for a moment. Now bring your awareness to eyebrow center, just above the bridge of the nose. Now imagine that you're able to breathe in and out through eyebrow center. Breathe in through eyebrow center, Feel the breath circulate in the body. And then breathe out through eyebrow center. Do that again. Breathe in through eyebrow center. And breathe out. Twice more. Breathing in through eyebrow center. And breathing out. And one more time. Breathing in through eyebrow center. Feel the breath as it circulates in the body. And then breathe out through eyebrow center. And just let it go. Now gently open your eyes. Reach your arms up and overhead. Stretch up high. Now bring the arms out to a T with the palms facing down. Drop the right hand down. Reach the left hand up and over. Press that left hip to the left a little bit. Bend the right elbow so that you can really stretch out that left side body. I know it's very early in the practice. We're just beginning with the movement, but nonetheless, still stretch it out, reaching a little bit more with that left hand. Now engage your core, protecting the low back as you rise up, and bring the left hand down. Reach the right hand up and over. Press that right hip to the right a little bit. So you're nicely anchored in the right sitting bone, and reach with the right hand just a little bit more until you feel a nice stretch on the whole of the right side body. Now engage your core and rise back up. We're going to do the same thing again on the right side. Right hand down. Now the left hand reaches. Stretch it out, pressing that left hip to the left and pressing down on the left sitting bone. On an inhale, core engages as you rise back up. And last time, left hand down, bend the left elbow a little bit, reach with the right hand, press that right hip to the right. That'll increase the stretch that you're feeling on the right side of the body. Now, core engages as you rise back up. Reach both hands up and overhead. Bring the palms together. Interlace the fingers and then stretch the palms up towards the sky. Now, roll back on the sitting bones. So you're engaging the back of the sitting bones. And then reach up through the palms just a little bit more. Take a little bend to the right. And then back to center and a little bend to the left. Inhale back to center. Stretch up. Then release the hands. Bring the hands behind you. Interlace your fingers behind your back and press the palms together. Maybe you can press the skin of both palms together and feel the palms touching one another. On an inhale, see if you can lift your hands up just a little bit higher so that you're stretching the top of the chest and also the shoulders. Take a deep breath. Now keep your spine long, hinge at the hips, and fold forward. As you fold forward, keep your chin neutral, but reach your arms up and overhead, feeling that nice stretch in the top of the shoulders and the front of the shoulders. On an inhale, slowly rise. You're going to feel the abdominal muscles engage as you slowly come up. Once you're up, pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and then as you exhale, relax the muscles between the shoulder blades, and that'll allow you to bring your shoulder blades closer together on the back. Do that again. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, gently release the muscles between the shoulder blades. Now release the hands, reach them high, and then to heart center, palms pressed together. Take a deep breath. Let your spine get long as you breathe in. Then as you exhale, bring your arms out to a T. Let's take a twist to the left and bring the right hand to the left knee. The left hand's going to come down behind you. Keep the spine long. Keep your chin in neutral position. Breathe in deeply so the spine lengthens. And then exhale and twist. Now see if you can twist from the navel, pulling the navel to the left, pressing into that right hand on the left knee to help you twist a little bit more deeply. Now take another deep breath and exhale and twist just a little bit more, looking over that left shoulder. Then let it go. Come back to center slowly. Arms reach up and overhead. Press up high. And then exhale the hands to heart center. Palms come together. Inhale, reach back up. We're going to twist to the other side. Arms come out to a T. Let's take a twist to the right. Left hand comes to right knee. Right hand is down behind you. Take a deep breath. Let the spine lengthen as you breathe in. As you exhale, twist and look over the right shoulder. Another deep breath in lengthens the spine. And on the exhale, twist looking over the right shoulder a little bit more. Remember to pull from the navel. So the navel's pulling to the right. And come back to center now. Reach the arms high. And then exhale the hands to heart center, palms pressing together. Breathe in deeply. As you exhale, chin comes to chest. Round the spine and draw your navel in. So we're rounding the spine forward, bringing the forehead down towards the mat, maybe touching the forehead or the top of the head to the mat. Now slowly rise. Chin stays on chest as you come up. You'll feel the abdominal muscles engage. Reach the arms high. This time, bring the hands down behind you, pressing the palms into the mat. On an inhale, lift your chin high. Press the chest towards the sky, deepening the back bend. We're going to stay here 3 breaths. Breathe in deeply. Exhale completely. Do that again. Big, deep breath in. And let it go. 1 more. Breathe in. And out. Now, bring your chin level, lean forward so the weight comes off the hands, reach the arms high, and then the hands come to heart center. Now, bring the hands down in front of you. Let's come to child's pose. I'm going to do this. I'll show you the side view. Big toes together, and bring your tailbone down, or the sitting bones to the heels, and then walk the hands forward into child's pose. Chin is in a nice neutral position. The neck is long. You let your forehead come down towards the mat if you like. Find 2 more breaths here. Breathing in and breathing out. 1 more. Now, slowly walk your hands to the right. And remember, try not to cross the hands over and keep your shoulders level. So the left shoulder wants to lift up a little bit here. Just try and level the shoulders. And you'll feel a nice stretch for most of you on the left side of the body. Now slowly walk the hands back through center, then over to the other side, over to the left side. Now we're going to create a stretch in the right side body, and the more you kind of claw that right hand off to the side, the deeper that stretch on the right side becomes. I feel that in my armpit quite a bit on the right side. 1 more breath. Now slowly walk the hands back to center. Then rise and come to table pose. In table pose, make sure your spine is nice and neutral. Now we're going to actually walk the hands forward about 4 or 5 inches, so about 1 hand length. So the hands are forward of the shoulders, but the hips are still right over the knees. Take a deep breath. Now press the hips to the left and then pull the hips forward and then over to the right. We're just going to make circles with the hips. Now back and then to the left and forward and then to the right and back. 1 more time this direction. Left and forward and right and back. Now pause and then another direction. Hips to the right and then forward and then to the left and back and to the right. I can really feel that in the outer part of my hips. And then to the left and back. 1 more circle. To the right and forward and then left and back. Now pause. Bring the hands back so they're under the shoulders, back to table pose. Now inhale to cow pose. And then exhale to cat. You know what to do here. Inhale to cow, dropping the belly, lifting the chin. And exhale to cat. Let's do 3 more. Inhale to cow. Actually, let's do 5 more. And exhale to cat. Continue flowing between cow and cat. Remember, you can always let your eyes close down, helping to bring your gaze inward so that you begin to become aware of what's going on inside. Letting go of all the externalities. Let's find a couple more times through. Inhaling to cow and exhaling to cat and inhaling to cow and exhaling to cat. Let's find 1 more. Inhale to cow And exhale to cat. Now come back to a neutral spine and pause. Lift the navel up a little bit. Now reach the left foot straight back. Stay grounded in the left hand and reach the right hand forward. This is table extension pose. Now point through the toes of the left foot. Check in with that left foot and make sure that the foot is about the same level as the hip on the left side, and the right hand is about at the same level as the shoulder on the right side. Keep pressing into that left hand. You can spread your fingers a little bit wider and press into the palm as well as the fingertips. Take a deep breath. Then as you exhale, bring elbow towards knee, rounding the spine, and then reach back out. We'll do that twice more on this side. Elbow comes towards knee, spine rounding, and reach back out one more time. Elbow comes towards knee, and reach it out, stretch. Now bring the right hand down back to the mat. Keep pressing back through the toes of that left foot. Now bend the left knee. So the toes on the left foot points towards the sky. Now press into both palms so your shoulders come up, and then lift your chin high and lift that left knee up a little bit higher into tiger pose. Take a breath. And let it go. Bring the left knee down so it meets the right knee. Inhale to cow. We'll just flow through cow and cat to reset the spine, and then to cat. And one more time, inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Come back to a neutral spine. Pause for a moment. Now press that right foot back. Reach the left hand forward, and then point the toes on the right foot. You're staying grounded in that right hand, reaching through the fingertips of the left hand and through the toes of the right foot. 2 more breaths. Breathe deeply. Feel the engagement in the whole core. In fact, the whole body is engaged in this pose. 1 more breath. Now bring elbow towards knee, spine rounds, and reach back out. Do it a second time. Elbow comes towards knee as the spine rounds, and reach it out. Last one. Elbow towards knee. And exhale. Stretch it out. Now bring that left hand back down. We're going to find tiger pose on this side. Bend the right knee, toes point towards the sky. Press into the hands. Now lift your gaze. Now lift that right knee a little higher. And that's it. Bring the right knee down so it meets the left knee. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. And inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Come back to a neutral spine. Now tuck your toes and lift your hips. And let's find our first downward facing dog. You can bend the knees a little bit if you like. Feel free to pedal the legs out, bending one knee and then the other. Notice as you straighten each knee, the hip is going to move towards that side, towards the straightened leg. We'll find a couple more breaths in downward facing dog. And 1 more. Now find stillness in the pose. On an inhale, reach your right leg high, press the left heel down towards the mat, and then step the right foot forward so the right foot ends up between the hands. Pause. Press back on the left heel. Now step the left foot forward and find standing forward fold. Let your head drop down. Take opposite elbows. Press the elbows down towards the big toes. Bring your weight forward into the front of the feet. Now release the opposite elbows. Bring the arms out to a T. Press into the front of the feet and rise. Nice long spine as you come up. Reach the arms high. And exhale the hands to heart center. Can't quite see me. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale the arms out to a T. Now swan dive to a forward fold. And then come to a half lift. In the half lift, bring your hands to the top of your shins. Press the palms into the shins. Bring the weight forward into the front of the feet. Almost like you feel you're going to tip forward a little bit in the pose. Now bend the knees just a bit and forward fold. Let your head drop down. Bring the hands to the mat. Step the right foot back. This is runner's lunge. The left foot is forward between the hands. Press back on the right heel. Make sure that right leg is straight. Now keep the hands on the mat. Reach the left leg all the way up and overhead, pressing down on the right heel. Now bring the left foot down, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. Now bring the knees to the mat. Press the hips back to the heels. Rise back to table pose and glide the hips forward and down. This is our knees down, upward facing dog. Notice I'm pressing my hands into the mat. The hands are right below the shoulders, and my ears are lifting up towards the sky as I press my chest forward, deepening the back bend. One more breath. Now slowly come back to table pose, and then tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Stretch it out. On an inhale, reach your right leg high. Keep pressing both hands into the mat. Reach the right leg a little higher. Press the left heel down towards the mat. I feel a lot of sensation in the back of my left leg. Now step the right foot forward. So the right foot ends up between the hands. And then bring your left knee to the mat and reach your arms up and overhead into a low crescent lunge. Here, press that right knee forward. Probably create a lot of sensation in the top of the left leg and the hip flexor muscles. Maybe you've been sitting around a bit more than normal, and the hip flexor muscles have gotten tight as you sat around a little more. This will stretch that out. Press that right knee forward. Keep reaching up through the hands, through the wrists in particular. Relax the fingers a little bit. That's it. Bring the hands down on either side of the right foot. Then tuck the toes. Bring the left knee off the mat. Right foot steps back now to plank pose. In plank pose, hands are right below the shoulders or even forward of the shoulders a little bit. Take a deep breath and let the breath go. We're going to do that twice more. Breathe in deeply and let it go. And one more time. Big, deep breath. And exhale, let the breath go. Bring the knees to the mat now. Press back towards child's pose. You're not going to quite get there. Stretching the spine, lots of length. On an inhale, rise back through table pose and glide the hips forward and down. Press the heart forward. Press the hands into the mat. Let the crown of the head rise up towards the sky. Breathe deeply. 2 more breaths. And one more. Come back to table pose now. Pause for a moment. Now tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog. You feel that stretch on the back of the legs? If you press your heels down towards the mat, you're going to bring that stretch into the calves or even the back of the knees. On an inhale, reach your left leg high, pressing the right heel down, and then step the left foot forward so it ends up between the hands. Bring the right knee to the mat and reach the arms up and overhead as we come into our low crescent lunge on the second side. Reach up high. Press that left knee forward even a little bit more. And now maybe begin to feel that stretch at the top of the right leg in the hip flexor muscles on the right side. Stretch up. Keep your gaze forward so you're looking just at eye level in front of you. One more breath here. Now bring the hands down on either side of the left foot. Tuck the toes and bring the right knee off the mat, and then step the right foot forward so it meets the left foot. Let your head drop down. Standing forward fold. We're going to find 3 breaths. Breathing in and out. Deepen the breath. Big, deep breath in and out. And one more. Big, deep breath. And let the breath go. Now bring the arms out to a T. Press into the front of the feet and rise slowly. Come all the way up. I'm going to step back a little bit so you can still see me. And then bring the hands to heart center, palms pressed together. Inhale, reach back up. Now exhale the arms out to a T and swan dive to a forward fold. Come to a half lift. Hands to the top of the shins. Press the palms into the shins, lengthening the spine. Press your tailbone back too. Can you feel a little bit of lengthening in the neck? Now, a little bend in the knees, hinge at the hips, spine stays long. Let the head come all the way down. Now, slowly walk the hands forward or the feet back until you find downward facing dog on your mat. And on an inhale, reach the right leg high. Now, three-legged dog. Open the hips to the right, pressing the left heel down. Make sure your shoulders are square to the front of your mat. So you can lift your right knee up even a little bit higher in three-legged dog, and then relax the right foot. So the right foot does not need to be flexed. Now level the hips off, and then we're going to move towards pigeon pose. So bring the right knee towards the right hand, the right foot towards the left hand, and then scoot your left knee back as you settle into the pose. And notice the top of my head is reaching up towards the sky, so we're creating a back bend. My heart is pressing forward. I can even walk my hands back up so that my left hand is on the instep of that right foot. My right hand is on the right knee. Maybe scoot that left knee back just a little bit more, deepening the back bend. The gaze is forward, so you're looking basically level with your eyes. One more breath. Now resting pigeon. Slowly walk the hands forward. This is going to create a lot of sensation in the hip on the right side. Let your forehead come down towards the mat and rest there. Breathe. Just let that right hip settle down even a little bit more. 2 more breaths. Just enjoy the sensations that the pose creates. And 1 more breath. Now walk the hands back so the hands end up under the shoulders. Then tuck the toes on the left foot. Bring your left knee off the mat. Then reach that right leg up and overhead. We're going to find three-legged dog on the right side a second time. Reaching the right knee up and overhead, working on stacking the right hip over the left hip. Now level your hips off and then step the right foot forward so it ends up between the hands. We've come to runner's lunge now. Leave the left hand on the mat. Reach the right hand high. Lunge twist. Right knee stays bent. Right hand stacking over the right shoulder over left shoulder over the left palm. Press the left palm down. Reach the right hand a little higher. Now bring the right hand down to the inside of the right foot and reach the left hand high into a revolved lunge twist. That right knee is staying bent. We're still pressing back through the left heel. Now bring the left hand down. Reach the right hand back up into a second lunge twist on this side. Then bring the right hand down and come into a second revolved lunge twist, reaching the left hand high. Good. Now bring the left hand down. So both hands are down to the left of that right foot. Then bring the left knee down, come down to the elbows. This is lizard pose. Maybe scoot that left knee back just a little bit more, deepening the sensation at the top of the left leg, and also, of course, in that right hip. 2 more breaths here. And 1 more. Now tuck the toes on the left foot. Bring the left knee off the mat. Step the right foot back into dolphin plank pose. So my forearms and elbows are on the mat. My hips are level with the shoulders and the heels, and I'm pressing back on the heels. My knees are off the mat. 1 more breath in dolphin plank, engaging the core deeply in the pose. Now walk the feet forward into dolphin pose. Press into the elbows, reach the tailbone up and back. It's basically the same shape as downward facing dog, except the elbows are pressing into the mat instead of the palms. Lots of sensation, at least for me, in the glutes, the back of the legs, all the way into the back of the knees. 1 more breath. Now release the knees to the mat. And then press back towards child's pose. Rise through table pose, glide the hips forward and down. And this time, bring the knees off the mat into upward dog. We're going to be here 3 breaths. Breathe in deeply. Twice more. Inhale. And exhale. And one more. Big, deep breath. On the exhale, tuck the toes and lift the hips, finding downward facing dog. Press the hands into the mat again. Reach the tailbone up and back. Remember this, the basic shape that we just did in dolphin pose. And on an inhale, reach your left leg high and find 3-legged dog, opening the hips to the left, pressing the right heel down and reaching that left knee up. Relax the left foot. Doesn't need to be flexed. Level the hips now and step the left foot forward into pigeon pose. So bring that left knee towards the left hand, left foot towards the right hand, and then scoot that right knee back a little bit, letting the hips settle down towards the mat. You can bring your right hand to the instep of the left foot and the left hand to the knee if you want. And then press your navel forward, press your heart forward, bring the elbows in a little bit closer to the side body. And breathe. This is pigeon pose. One more breath. Actually, let's take 2 more breaths. And one more. Now bring the hands down to the mat and then walk the hands forward. We're coming into resting pigeon. Forehead comes down towards the mat. And breathe. Let's find 3 more breaths in resting pigeon pose. And 2 more. And 1 more. Now begin to walk the hands back so they end up under the shoulders. Tuck the toes and bring your right knee off the mat. Reach that left leg all the way up and overhead into 3-legged dog, opening the hips to the left and stacking the left hip over the right hip. Remember to press both hands into the mat. Level the hips now. Then step the left foot forward so it ends up between the hands. I'm going to turn over to the other side here. And we've come to runner's lunge on our second side. Press the palms down. Press back on that right heel. Now leave the right hand on the mat. Reach the left hand high into a lunge twist. Left knee stays bent about 90 degrees. The left hand comes down inside the left foot. And the right hand reaches high into a revolved lunge twist. Bring the right hand down. Left hand reaches back up, revolved, or lunge twist rather, second time on this side. And last time, left hand comes down, right hand reaches high, revolved lunge twist. This is the last one. Now we're moving towards lizard pose. Right hand comes down. Bring the right knee to the mat, untuck the toes, come down to the elbows. Let your hips drop down as far as you can. You can even bring your forehead down, maybe eyebrow center rests on the thumbs if you want. And then maybe walk that right knee back just a little bit, just 1/8 of an inch will make a difference in the sensations you're feeling in this pose. One more breath, let the breath settle. Now tuck the toes on the right foot, bring the right knee off the mat, left foot steps back, dolphin plank. Squeeze the glutes towards one another. Press the palms and the forearms into the mat. Now walk the feet forward into dolphin pose. And breathe. One more breath. Good work, everybody. Bring the knees to the mat. Child's pose. Bring your knees apart, forehead to the mat. just rest gently in child's pose. Let's find 3 more breaths. 2 more. And 1 more. Slowly rise now from child's pose. Bring your knees back so that they're right under the hips and about, excuse me, so that your knees are about hip width apart. Then tuck your toes and find downward facing dog. On an inhale, reach the right leg high. Step the right foot forward so it ends up between the hands. Going to flip to the other side. So your right foot is forward, the left foot is back. We're in runner's lunge. Spin the left heel to the mat and then anchor into the pinky toe of that left foot and rise to warrior 2. See if you can bend your right knee just a little bit more. Then go back to the pinky toe of that left foot. Anchor that pinky toe down. Now extended side angle pose. Elbow comes to knee. Reach with the left hand. Stay anchored in the pinky toe of that left foot. Stretch it out a little bit more. Let's find a bind now, or a half bind. Reach the left hand up. Bring the left hand behind. See if you can connect the left palm with the right thigh. Open the left shoulder and look up towards the sky. Release back to extended side angle pose. We're releasing from the half bind. Then rise to reverse triangle pose, straightening the right leg and reaching up and back with the right hand. Press into your right foot. Now bring the arms out to a T. Take a breath. Press into the left foot. We're moving towards triangle pose. Right hand comes down. Left hand reaches high. 3 breaths now. Stay anchored in the pinky toe of that left foot. 1 more breath. Now bend the right knee. And then rise to warrior 2. Straighten the right leg. Pivot on the right heel so the toes on the right foot point to the left side of your mat. Reach your arms high. Leave them there. Hinge at the hips. And come halfway down. Then bring the arms out to a T. So the hands are reaching apart from one another. Relax the hands a little. Relax your fingers. Now bring your right hand down below your face. Press it into the floor. Or reach the left hand high. Coming into a wide-legged twist. Breathe. Now bring the left hand down. Put it where the right hand was. And reach the right hand high. Twisting to the second side. Then bring the right hand down next to the left hand. Bring the arms out to a T. Anchor into the pinky toes of both feet as you rise. Nice long spine as you come up. Take a breath. Now pivot on that left heel, bend the left knee, and find warrior 2 to the other side of your mat. Extended side angle pose. Elbow comes to knee. Reach with the right hand. By the way, an option for you, if you'd like, is to release that left elbow. And then you can keep reaching with the right hand, or you can reach the right hand back up. A little bit more energy used in the pose that way. Now back to extended side angle pose. Let's find the half bind. Right hand reaches high to begin, then bring the right hand behind. High. Open the right shoulder and look up. Breathe. Release from the half bind, back to extended side angle pose. And then rise, reverse triangle, left leg straightens, reach up and back with the left hand, pressing into the into the whole left foot. Arms now come out to a T. Take a breath. Relax the hands a little bit. Press into the right foot, reach the left hand forward, then drop it down. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Supported version is fine. Or if you want to just let that left hand dangle, you can do that as well. Breathe. Now bend the left knee. Rise to warrior 2. Straighten the left leg. Pivot on the heel of that left foot. Reach the arms high. Exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale, reach back up. Arms to a T, halfway down, pause. Now sweep the arms forward so the biceps are on either side of the ears. Press into the pinky toes, come all the way up. Arms come out to a T. Now pivot on the heel of the right foot, finding warrior two, back towards the front of the mat. Now cartwheel your hands down on either side of that right foot and come up onto the ball of the left foot. Right foot steps back, plank pose. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, vinyasa, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. One more breath in downward dog. Now bring the knees to the mat and let your hips drop to your heels. Let's find hero pose, virasana, with the palms on the thighs, and breathe. One more breath. Let's come to a seated position now. You can cross your ankles behind you, press the hands into the mat, bring the feet forward. Or you can do that however you like. Come to a seated position with the legs out in front. Press through the heels. Reach the arms high, hinge at the hips, and fold forward over the extended legs. Let your forehead come down. Feel that stretch in the low back. At least that's where I feel it. And the top of the glutes. Now reach the fingertips forward. Press into the heels. Come all the way back up. And release the hands and bring them down. Bend the right knee. Bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left leg. Press that left heel forward. Reach the arms high. As you exhale, fold forward over the extended left leg. And let your forehead come down towards the shin of that left leg. Keep the spine as long as you can. Now reach the fingertips forward, press in the left heel and rise. Come all the way up. Arms come out to a T. Now bring that right hand behind you, press into the left heel and the right knee. Lift the hips and reach with the left hand. Stretch it out, pressing into the right palm and that left heel, and reaching with the left hand. You let your head drop down if you like. Stretch and let it go. Bring your hips down, tailbone comes down, reach the arms high, and exhale, fold forward over the extended left leg. Second time. Now inhale and rise, and bring the arms out to a T. Bring both legs out, reach up, and exhale, fold forward over both legs. Now reach the fingertips forward, press into the back of the heels and rise, coming all the way up. And exhale, release the hands, let them come down. Now bend the left knee, sole of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Press that right heel away from you so the toes are pointing up. Reach the arms high and exhale, fold forward over that extended right leg. I feel a lot of sensation in the back of my right thigh, right in the hamstring muscles. Now reach the fingertips forward, press into the back of the right heel and rise. The core engages deeply as you do that. Now the arms come out to a T, and we're going to take that twist, bringing the left hand down behind you. I'm going to reorient myself here. Bring that left hand down behind you. Press into the right heel on the left knee. Lift the hips and reach with the right hand. Now see if you can lift the hips a little bit higher and let your head drop down. Keep pressing into that left palm. And if that's creating any pain at all in that left shoulder, try and rotate the hand one way or the other on the mat, that left hand, and see if that alleviates any pain that you're feeling in the left shoulder. Press the hips a little higher, reach with that right hand just a little bit more, and then let it go. Let the hips come down, sitting bones land, reach the arms up and overhead, and exhale, fold forward over the extended right leg. Let your forehead come down towards the shin. Now reach the fingertips forward, press into the back of the right heel and rise. The core engages pretty deeply there. And then release the hands and bring them down. Now bend the knees, bring the hands behind the knees. I'm going to turn to the side here. Pick your heels up off the mat and pull the elbows in so the elbows are coming in either towards the outside of the hips or even the side body. Now straighten the legs. This is supported boat pose. Spine is long, about a 90-degree angle or so between the upper body and the lower body. Now release the hands, reach them forward into boat pose. If you'd like, flip your palms so they face up, and then bring the tip of your thumb to the tip of the second finger. Point the other fingers forward. Breathe. Stay with it. One more time. Bring the soles of the feet together. Cup the hands on the pinky toe side of the feet. Heels are still off the mat. Let your heels come towards your pubic bone, opening up the hips even a little bit more. Now lift your heart up. One more breath. Bring the feet down. Now roll down to your back. Once you're on your back, keep the soles of the feet together. So this is inverted cobbler pose. Reach the arms up and overhead. Press your tailbone into the mat. Now take opposite elbows. Now stretch the elbows towards the back of the mat. And let the back of your shoulders rest gently on the mat. Release opposite elbows. Bring the hands to the knees. Help the knees back in. Then reach the heels to the sky, legs up the wall pose. Press the palms into the mat. Now bend the knees, soles of the feet to the mat. Make sure that your heels are under your knees. We're going to find a bridge pose now. Press the feet into the mat and lift your hips. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Press the hips high. And remember to bring the shoulder blades together on the back. Breathe. Wonderful, deep back bending pose. One more breath. Let it go. Release the hands. Bring the tailbone down slowly. Now hug the knees into the body, but keep your head on the mat still. Now relax the back of the shoulders. Then release the hands. Bring the palms down. The arms are straightened by your side. Legs up the wall pose. Second time. Reach the heels to the sky. Now point the toes. And if you want to, you can move in to plow pose, bringing the feet up and overhead and touching the feet down on the floor behind you. If you don't want to do that, stay in legs up the wall pose. Let's all return to legs up the wall pose. And then bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat for a second bridge pose. Feet press into the mat, lift the hips, interlace the fingers. Bring the palms together if you can. Press the hips high. 3 breaths. 2 more. 1 more. And release. Bring the tailbone down to the mat. This time, hug the knees into your chest and then bring your forehead up, maybe touching the forehead to the knees. And then release the head. Keep the feet off the mat. Bring the arms out to a T with the palms facing down. Then bring your knees to the right. We're moving into a supine twist. Your gaze shifts to the left. Let the knees settle into the mat. Let your eyes close down. Breathe in and out. And again, in and out. And one more time. Deep breath in and exhale. Let your knees float back to center and then over to the other side. Eyes closed down as you look in the direction opposite of the knees. Now take a deep breath in and let it go. Let your knees come back to center. And that's it. Lay down. It's time for Shavasana. Let your eyes close down gently in Shavasana. And just begin to breathe. Feel the breath as it flows in and out. And in and out. Continue following the breath, flowing in and flowing out. Feel how soft your breath has become. Notice how slow you're breathing. Feel your body relaxing even more, settling even more profoundly into your mat. Remember all the effort you expended during our practice. And now remind yourself that all that effort has come to an end. And what remains is softness, ease, and surrender. You can let go now. You can let go of any tension you feel anywhere in your body. If there's tension remaining in the jaw, let it go. If there's tension remaining in your neck, release it. If there's any tension remaining in your shoulders, let it go. Let your awareness wash all the way down your body to the tips of your toes. And anywhere you encounter any tension, let it go. Begin now to bend your knees. And once your knees are bent, roll to your side. And once you feel ready, come to a seat. Once you're seated with your eyes still gently closed, bring your palms together at heart center and press the palms together lightly. Now breathe in and let your spine get long so you'll have a sensation probably of your ears rising up. And then let the breath go. Let's do that a second time. Take a deep breath in and let it go. I offer you loving kindness. May you be happy and well, and may you be safe. May you be peaceful, and may you be at ease. Namaste.